Welcome back to the FOF podcast, best podcast in PA. Joining us today is
Visuals by Luke.
VBL, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go. So first question of the day, man. Where are you from?
I'm from Philly, like Germantown. Germantown, Nicetown area.
Mm-hmm.
Born and raised. But I like grew up. I don't want to say I grew up all around Philly, but like I definitely grew up there. But I've been to like different schools in different parts of the city and stuff. So like I just be like I'm from Philly.
Right. Yeah. All around type shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, what made you get into filming music videos?
So I like music and music videos. Like I've always enjoyed them. And then at high school, we had a DigVid program. So
You said a DigVid?
DigVid, like
Okay.
Digital video and
Gotcha.
photography. And program was super cool, like super thorough. Went through everything. So I started learning the basics. Like we were immediately had our hands on cameras, like shooting. We were mostly doing like short films. Well, we started with photography and shit, and then short films and narratives and some documentary, like all types of shit. But that's where I learned the basic. Like actually started shooting. Actually learned a little bit about editing. Nothing crazy though, just like basics. And then after high school was when I grabbed a camera. And just started doing music videos because, for one thing, there's a market for it. Like, people pay for music videos. So, I want to do film. Like, that makes sense. And then also just creatively, I enjoy doing music videos. Like, that shit is fire.
Right.
And I feel like, so I started doing it after high school. And then I think I just realized I dropped, like, my first music video. For real. I did one bullshit one in high school. And people always hold me because they're like, that was not your first music video. If I went to high school with you, people be like, yo, you did that joint for Who's back in the day. And I'd be like, that doesn't count. But I dropped like the first actual music video, like, I think this month makes it like 4 years ago. So,
Word, say that.
Yeah.
How old were you when you first started shooting? Like,
when I first started shooting, when I first, was working with a camera and shit, for real, like I was in high school, so sophomore, junior. I think junior. So like, what is that?
15,
it's like
16,
16 or some
16,
shit.
yeah, some shit like that. And then I would have been like 18 when I dropped my first music video.
Type shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the first camera that you copped?
We shot at this in high school, and then I grabbed it. This is the Sony A77.
Mm-hmm.
Like the DSLR joint. It was solid. It did what I needed it to do. I also had I just grabbed it because that's what we had shot on. I had I got started. I didn't know that much technical stuff, in some ways. So I just grabbed it because I was used to it.
Word, say that. Yeah, that's great. So I see, like, I was scrolling through your Instagram page just this morning, actually, and I seen you were, like, a young advocate for helping the community. Like, you were really into that stuff. Like, how did that come to be?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this recently. So generally, like, really what I thought I'd do with life and, like, what I sort of, like, did throughout high school and shit. I did this video stuff, and that was cool. I enjoyed it a lot, but, like, for real, I thought I'd be doing community organizing. So, like on the ground, like policy work, like working with I was like, what I thought I'd do would move back to Philadelphia, like go to college, move back to Philadelphia, and like work with community organizations to like better the resources, access to resources, better the policy in Philadelphia, better the voice of, democratic voice amongst like the actual community. And the main thing I did, and still do to this day, and people don't really know about it, which is like fine. But I do advocacy around schools and education. So like public education in Philly. I went to public schools my whole life, and I went to some of the like more privileged public schools where they like had some extra money and stuff. At least for high school. So, but even there, like, I know personally it's a mess. Public school system's a mess. If you went to public schools in Philly, it's a mess. And I feel like even with videos, the only reason I'm, where I am today is because of a program in a public education, high school. So like, I feel like it's formative. Like this education period is formative to your entire life. Well, I know it's formative. Like,
For sure.
so like as many in understanding that, my life whole trajectory was changed by like this amazing program that really this one teacher hustled for and got money to like have cameras and give to students and shit. Like, and knowing that that's not in so many schools, but it could be, and it could like really change lives, is like where I think, okay, well, we really need to look at this education phase of life and be like, this has to be the best it possibly can be. Like, despite what happens, where you're from, like around your way, in your neighborhood, in your family life, like education plays this major role in your development as a person.
Absolutely, yeah.
So if you're talking about, a school district that's been underfunded for 5 decades, forever, debatably, like you have our whole generation that's not getting the best they're disadvantaged from the start if their schools are underfunded.
Right.
100%,
So like
yes.
that's where and so I helped found an organization with some other students back in high school. It's called UrbEd. UrbEd Advocates is like the Instagram and shit. And we still do a lot of stuff. We just found it with Tamir, who is like my good friend.
Shouts out Tamir.
Shouts out Tamir. He actually just transitioned out of the executive director role like this summer, so we got a whole new team. A lot of them, it's like half graduates like me, like a little bit older or still in college, and half high school, like current high school students. So we're still like doing stuff. We still try to do that.
What was like the last project you guys put out?
Right now we put out so we have an ongoing campaign that's probably our biggest, and it's about the student roles on the Board of Education. So there's a lot of issues. Like there's a lot.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot with public education, but basically, fundamentally, we got 2 students on the Board of Education. Okay,
right.
That's good. But they don't do anything. They don't have a vote. They're not really. They're sort of like,
Just like a
watched by the
bystander?
district.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
okay.
like tokenized, kind of. So it's not real youth voice. It's not real representation on the board of students, of the needs of students. So we rolled out a campaign with 4 demands to like create. For one thing, we want them to vote. We want like more students involved in a sort of a body that could get a variety of student voices from across the city. And we want more training, education, and like preparation for the 2 students to actually do their job in a meaningful way. So like that's the big campaign we have now, and it's actually in the state, in the House right now. They're discussing a few things around an elected school board, and one of them is about voting students. So we're still active. I'd be busy, but I'd be like tapped into that. Like that's really what I like want to do, but not what I want to do. That's like a big part of my life, I feel like. But I also love videos. It's weird because they're kind of like separate, a little bit separate worlds, But
So wait, how old are you?
I'm 22.
22?
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
What college? You said something about college. Which college did you go to?
I went to Howard in DC. So yeah, I went there like right out of high school. Went there for 3-ish years. And that's really where I started. I would always come back to Philly because DC's not that far. But that's really where I started doing videos, like some stuff out there, networking, and it was a lot of creatives and shit. So it was a good. I didn't like school, but I like the creative community at Howard is like amazing.
Yeah. So the general experience, like since you're so successful with videos right now, were you kind of like, dude, I could just do these videos rather than doing this, or?
Yeah, I didn't like school. Like it wasn't. it wasn't, and I felt like I didn't need it. Like I was doing this herb ed community organizing stuff, and then I was also doing music video stuff, and I feel like I didn't need a degree for either one. Or I know, you don't need a degree to do music videos. Don't give a fuck if you have a degree. So yeah, I dropped out like after quarantine, not after quarantine, like during quarantine, because quarantine I was doing music videos like full time. So and I was like, oh shit, like I can make money, support myself, and this school stuff is like not good for my mental health. Like that shit is not what I want to do. I'm gonna graduate and like, so what? Like if I'm already doing what I want to do with this video stuff, like I'm gonna just go with that. And the only drawing shit was like I was pretty close to graduating. So,
like, you're right there.
Yeah, like I was.
I mean, you could always go back if you ever needed to. You know what I mean?
True.
But
yeah, that's very true.
So you feel like you learn more from like the internet and just like hands-on experience by yourself more than school? Because I'm in school right now, and so is he. And I agree. I feel like the classes are very like bare bones. Like they want you to go to the movie industry or something, and it's like I don't know how much I've actually learned to put forth into the craft. It's like
I mean, I was in school for not videos. I was just doing videos.
Okay.
I was
so
actually,
you are
what was the major like?
Then.
What were you going in for?
Human development. So that was like more in the lines of like community organizing, like
makes sense.
Working with youth, like understand what impacts youth, development. But I do agree that you don't need school. I mean, there's certain things, especially if you do want to do films, work in the Hollywood side of the industry, even in the short film side of the industry, I'd say like there's useful skills, like that's its own world. You got to learn all this shit. But I knew I didn't want to do that type of thing.
Right.
So I definitely think, I mean, school is beneficial for one thing. I know, like I work with people that went to film school, like at Temple and shit. They have a lot of connections and a lot of like professional connections. You know what I mean? Like they can call someone that's really knows what a gaffer is and really knows sound design.
Right,
and I feel like in music video shit, we're all the roles. So then they're better with like finding real specialists for things sometimes.
Certain jobs.
Yeah.
And shit like that. Yeah.
Like the real technical stuff or I'm trying to do bigger production. So like, knowing what the legality behind that is, shit like that, like,
There's definitely a lot of components for music videos, 100%, and there's just so many, like, that is one thing I definitely did learn in school, like, when you look at a film crew, how many people, like, specialize into each thing, and there's, like, 20 people doing sound, and they're all focusing on all different parts of the sound design, so,
no shit.
Definitely is everyone has an important role.
And I think, so I think film school, or, like, teaches you all that, but on the flip side, you can also learn it on YouTube for real, and you can learn it by doing it, because I could hear all the names, I could list off, okay, art director, creative director, DP, first camera, whatever, like I know those, but until I'm on set with all of them, I don't really know what they do, you know what I mean? Like, so I think experience is definitely king. Like, experience is how you learn shit, and that's why I'm grateful. In high school, like, we literally had our hands on cameras like day one, so we were learning some of that stuff that we were learning about, okay, rule of thirds, okay, shutter speed, we were learning stuff, but it only stuck because we were also doing it. Like, we would go out and do everything we learned about. So, experience, and then, like, film school, if you feel it's necessary. I mean, is it worth, the money?
Is it worth
a big
it?
thing. Is it a full ride? Okay, cool, like, rock out. But, like, if you put, if you're going to go that much in depth, and you want to really just shoot independent films, like, do you need it? It's just, it's a thing.
It just depends on the person.
It depends on the person, depends on your goals.
I say that. All right, so we're going to move on to the NBA YoungBoy situation. How did...
he smiled. He liked that.
How did that come about? You edited his videos or you filmed?
No, I edited.
Okay.
Rich Porter, that's Big Dog. He's a big director who NBA YoungBoy basically does all his videos with. He shoots all NBA YoungBoy's videos for the most part. So we just connected on Instagram for real. He like followed me. It was late as shit one night. It was like 4 a.m. I'll be up editing.
Right,
So,
right.
and I was like, oh shit, Rich Porter followed me. Like that's fire. So I sent him a little DM. I was like, yo, bro, thank you for the follow. Like your work is fire. Let me know if you ever need any hands-on editing. And he was like, yeah, bro, you hard. Like what's your prices and turnaround time? I told him all that shit. And then he sent me a link to like a WeTransfer to an NBA YoungBoy video. He was like, yo, can you get this done today? So I woke up because it was 4 a.m. I was like clocking out. I woke up, saw this link, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You're like, I gotta get this shit done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, it's go time.
And that video is hard. So like,
Yeah, that's a fire video, bro.
Thank you. Thank you.
like how long did it actually take? Like, were you just sitting there for like a couple hours or like?
I was sitting there, so it was already cut. So on that one, that was a round. That was the first one. I was doing the color grade. It was like log, so I was doing the color grade, and then like effects. It was already like cut together. So I was working all day. I think for real, probably till like early evening. So like 11. I don't know, maybe 6-8 hours. It's like as fast as possible. I send him something, he'd be like, all right, cool, and I would just keep going. Like I send him the color to make sure that shit is cool, and just keep going. Add some effects, send him some of the effects, like keep going, cause they be trying to drop. Although a lot of the bigger artists I've worked with, or a lot of the bigger directors who like send me footage I've worked with, if it's for a bigger artist, it'd be like,
Gotta get
instantly.
it done.
Is it like
Yeah.
filmed like same day type shit, or like same week and they're just like they want it done?
it would, like, often the deadline is like ASAP, which means
Just-
like
yeah.
a day,
Yeah,
which
nah.
means like one day. So I definitely have had a couple videos have been like maybe 4 hours, like
Yeah.
3-4 hours. Get that
You just
shit
lock
done.
in. Yeah.
Sometimes it's 2-3 days. Sometimes I'll send them something. They'll have changes, like, but it's often like ASAP. You
Mhm.
know.
Like when you got that project, were you already editing on like other shit too, and you had to make that a priority?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I always have something I should edit, could edit. So
Yeah.
I forget what it was specifically. I'm sure I had other shit, and I was like, "Fuck that." Like,
This
Nah,
is
bro,
NBA
that's a
YoungBoy.
crazy fucking opportunity, bro.
No,
you know what I
real
mean?
shit,
Like
real
how that
shit.
came together, that is sweet, bro.
yeah.
So yeah, go ahead. What are you saying?
No, that just it was. I'm very grateful for it. You know, like
That's cool.
it definitely did. just
What's
come
like a day off in the life of Visuals by Luke?
day off? I don't even know. Not like I don't be taking days off, but like I feel like sometimes I'll like crash for a day and do nothing, like just binge watch Netflix and sleep. Literally, the other day I had a big shoot all weekend, so like Monday I slept like more, like a lot of the day.
You
I
need
was
to
like,
recover
yo,
from that
this
shit.
yeah, I was like, this kind of crazy. But that's not necessarily great. Like that's not my ideal day off. You know what I mean? Like I probably would not select to just be sleeping in bed all day. I think a day off. Well, a day off would normally be with like my friends, family. Like really when I'm away, cause I also enjoy like working. Like if I run an errand, go to the studio, go to the gym, whatever, then edit a little bit, then like dip out, get dinner with someone. Like that's a good day to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
for
it's
sure.
not. But if I'm really having a day off, not touching video shit, yeah, I'm normally gonna be spending time with some of my like homies or my girl or my family, and like just be out the way all day.
Type shit,
Yeah.
So what is it like working with Quando Rondo? Because I know you guys have like what 2 or 3 videos together.
We have a few.
A few, okay.
We have a few that I don't know if I can say it. We have a few that haven't dropped. Also, I don't shoot those. Also, it's the same situation though. So
Okay.
I did one. The first one I did was Rich Porter. He sent me the footage and shit. After that, like probably 2 months ago, I want to say, like I started working with Ace the Shooter. So he's another director, and it's a similar situation. Like he's sort of locked in with Quando Rondo, and then he sends most shit to me, and I just edit like from raw footage, edit, effects, same thing. Like I'll send him the cut, he'll have changes. Normally those are ASAP, but like I can probably finesse a couple days like in between, because he'll have to send it to people and it'll have changes, and I want to solidify the cut before I go crazy with the effects,
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, so you don't have to go back and change it.
Yeah.
Quick question in between: do you prefer just editing, or do you like the whole process of shooting and editing?
I like the whole process for real. I want to say I'm like better at, or editing has opened up more doors for me. Because for one thing, there's no location, like the budgets are easier, you know what I mean? Like it's so like all these big artists, this Quando Rondo, NBA YoungBoy, like all these big artists I have edited for, so it's opened up more doors, and I think I stand out. Like people know me for my editing, so. But I really enjoy shooting, and I'm really enjoy pre-production as well. So I enjoy it all, but I gotta stay sharp with the editing. That's like my brand or whatever.
Yeah, type
a little
shit.
bit. Yeah,
100%.
I really fuck with like the 3D shit you do, bro. Like the guns floating in the air and shit. I
that's
fuck
crazy.
with that. Yeah.
Thank you. I need to. It's crazy because I need to actually learn 3D. I be like bullshitting it. Those are like just looping. Those are just like looping videos. They're not even. People have the actual 3D like Cinema 4D plug-in shit. And I have to do that, but I've been bullshitting and getting away with the.
That's a whole nother fucking thing,
It
bro.
is.
I've been watching some videos on it, and it's a process.
Yes,
That's just
it
like
is.
I feel like you can't do a video in a day with that shit. It's like
No,
weeks, maybe months at some points. Like kind of like if you saw those juice visualizers, like
Yeah.
that shit was crazy.
Yeah.
And even some of Trippy's shit is like that too. It's just like
Yeah.
all Cinema 4D and shit.
There's one bull that does a lot of Trippy's.
Great, is it Grade A? Or is
That might be the production
That's a
company.
production
The editor's like a.
I actually found it. I know who you're talking about. I don't know
Yeah.
his name, but
Is
I know
it
the artist.
Farlax?
No, it's like Asadi, some shit like that. Let me see.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Though. It's like
I think his Insta's kind of low key too. I don't.
It
think he has,
is.
like,
it
shit
is,
ton of
it is,
clout,
But he
but
is
he
that
just
fucking bull.
yeah,
Like
he's really good at his art,
crazy.
bro.
yeah, a lot of the nice people with that Cinema 4D shit are super low
Chilling,
key.
yeah.
Like yeah.
literally. And I'm actually locking in with this guy right now, because I want to learn it myself, because I
More
wanna
to the
learn it.
palate, yeah,
And I
exactly.
feel like it's also the future. Like that shit going really be
Yeah, bro.
everything.
100%. I mean, we already know what's coming with the fucking metaverse and all that
Mhm.
shit, the virtual reality shit. Yeah, 100%.
Right.
Those type videos are gonna be crazy.
Right.
I really think there's gonna be like video, like right now you put on the VR headset, you could probably be in the music video type shit.
No,
like a
real
whole
shit.
3D realm of
Real
shit.
shit. I just saw the what is it? It's the ASAP Ferg.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Green juice, I think. That shit might have been the craziest video I've ever seen. That shit is insane.
Wait, it's called ASAP for Green Juice.
Yeah.
I gotta check
I believe
that out.
that shit
for
is
sure.
insane. And it's like blending virtual reality. It's not a VR video, but it's blending like 3D CGI shit with like actual footage. Like that shit is crazy.
Facts, yeah.
And I just feel like that's like, I think that's where video is going. I think that's where everything going.
100%. That like them bringing the movie realm into like videos like that. It's fucking insane.
And it's
You
getting
can
easier.
Make some crazy stuff. Yeah, 100%.
Like
Technology is getting cheaper and cheaper.
Right. Blender's fucking free, and now YouTube, that's the 3D software to build everything, and then you got YouTube. Like that shit is really, it's free. Like it's about hours put in learning it, and
Right.
like, which is a lot of hours.
Yeah,
put
yeah,
in.
yeah.
It's a
No,
shit ton
100%.
of hours,
I just
definitely.
I was learning about the Unreal Engine, which like they made Fortnite and all these video game stuff, but they're using it for like if you saw the Mandalorian, like the Star Wars thing.
Okay.
They're like in a film production room, so it'd be like a room like this. They'll have like LED screens surrounded by the whole room, and they'll have the virtual environment live, so you
Right.
feel like you're actually there.
I've
And
seen
I know
it.
people have made music videos like that too.
Well, it's
which is-
projected like on the.
so there's TVs. They're like the whole room would be a 360 dome, and instead of it just being a green screen, it's an LED screen. So you're seeing live what's going to be in the actual film.
It's the
That's
replacement
fire.
for green screen. So then it's synced to the camera. So then if I'm shooting here and I
you're,
move
like,
this way,
okay.
the LED screen senses that and like
It moves with it, yeah.
What the
it's,
fuck, bro?
It's
We're
insane,
Yeah.
bro.
bro.
It's 2021, dog.
Yeah.
I mean,
This is
it's crazy in just in the last 10 years with that shit. Like, they didn't think virtual reality would be a thing, and now we have headsets that we can go anywhere. And then it's like all this NFT crypto shit. 10 years from now, bro, it is going to be insane.
Yeah.
And like you said, video shit, it's going to go that way, too. It's going to be crazy.
The NFTs, like, that's a whole nother thing. And I don't fully... I understand them, but, like, I don't understand them at the same time because it's so much, like, money in them. And I'm like, who's spending this money? But there's money in them. So, I mean, someone is.
Yeah, that's the thing that's weird. It's like, it's not taxed right now. So that's why I feel like if our government gets, like, a hand in it, then they're going to have to pay, because I see it as, like, a laundering kind of thing. Like, all these people are putting $1 million into it, and it's like, what the this JPEG, and then I love the people that meme it and just screenshot it and put it into their shit. It's
save
like
image to downloads and shit like that.
I mean, apparently it's money in this concept that's completely foreign. That's all about, like, you know, virtual reality, virtual art, like holding value. NFTs itself, I'm still confused, and I'm like, what is going on? But, like, you know, there's something here that's just like, yeah, this is the way the world's turning, is like all virtual stuff. Same thing with crypto, like, same thing with a lot of this shit. Like, people have whole music videos and have never been on set at all, you know? Like the visualizers, Trippie Redd, I know he's been rolling out some shit. Like, it's definitely a changing industry, you know, very, very quickly.
Right. No, for sure. I really like what they do with the visualizers, because it's not just one music video. It'll be like a music video, a visualizer, a lyric video. Like, there's so many things you could do just for one song. It's insane, and you can make them so many different ways, and they're pretty sweet. Yeah.
And there's a lot of ways to do it. Like, the guy I'm working with this 3D artist. I'm gonna see if I have anything to show y'all. But his name's Taylor. He's fucking fire. And he has, like, a motion capture suit. So then,
shit.
Yeah,
so
he
tough.
can, like, act out shit. And then literally he has a VR headset with gloves, and he can, like, mold a character or whatever, like, by hand in virtual reality. That's shit is tough, insane to me. But he's working on some shit.
Damn, I need to tap in. I got a virtual.
I know. I was like, I'm not gonna learn that. But this is, like, shot on a green screen. Then he built this whole city world, like, around.
Oh, that's lit.
That's tough.
Yeah. So he's going crazy. And I gotta, like, you know, people really know this shit, and I'm trying to tap in. And
bro. The green screen shit is unlimited opportunity, bro. Like, you literally, as long as you got that perfect lighting, you are good to go. You can really just it's just your creativity at that point, what you want to put on the screen. It's fucking insane.
Facts. This is crazy. It is crazy. I'm trying to get more into that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
No, definitely.
All that shit.
So what's it like working with Core? I know you shot that personally, right?
Mm-hmm. It was a crazy experience because I've worked with a lot of artists, and I've, like, listened to their music, and that's always cool, to be like, oh, I fuck with this artist's music, and now I'm doing a video, and that's crazy, and, like, creating a piece of art with them, that's crazy. But Corey was definitely a little bit different, because I, like, grew up listening to his music and being inspired by his music, like, before I did music videos and shit. So it was really cool to have that experience of working with someone that's, like, you know, an inspiration, and also someone that's such a solidified name in Philly. Like, you know, you think of Philly, like, you think of Core, like, you know what I mean? Like,
definitely.
There's no way you could talk about music in Philadelphia and Core wouldn't be at the top of a list of the conversation, you know? So, it was a great experience, and it was a great opportunity. But how it happened, I just got a call, and I didn't have the number saved. It was just like a 215 number. Answered it. He was like, "Yo, this Luke." I was like, "Yeah, who's this?" He was like, "Oh, this Core. Can you shoot a video tomorrow?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I looked around. I had to pause. I was with my homies. I was with who was I with? I was with my man Reek, Bruno, Brad, ETS Films, Embrace the Strange Films, and I had it on speaker and shit. So he's like, "It's Core." We all were like,
yeah, that's fire.
And he was like, "Yo, can you shoot a video tomorrow?" I was like, "Yeah." Bet, send me over song and shit. And he was like, "You guys a location," and I think that was it. He's like, Corey's like real quick on the phone. He's like, he's funny as shit. He talks how he raps, like he's fast, he's to the point. So then I his number, we texted a little bit, confirmed like the location. We shot it at Makeshift at the studio, so that was also really cool. But he never sent me the song beforehand, which was fine, but he told me like what it was. It was like a quick freestyle. I don't think he had recorded it when he called me to ask, but it was just like, all right, freestyle video, like run and gun, like make that shit hot. And he was signing to, it was his birthday, and he was signing to his deal with like Republic and Rock Nation and Dream Chasers. So it was crazy. It was a crazy joint. And it really came together. It was like real quick, but I liked how it flowed. He also needed that joint because he was trying to like happy birthday, announce the deal, drop the video. But we shot it on his birthday, so that wasn't quite possible unless he were to drop like at 2 a.m. or some shit. But we dropped it like I think the next day. It was a long night. It was a long couple days, but it was great. It was fire.
Yeah,
so I can't complain.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just can't complain. Like, it was a lot, but I was like, that's great, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
Like, do you shoot videos that just don't make it to your Instagram page?
I do some. Yeah. Generally, I try to slide them in there at some point. Sometimes they, like, if I have 12 videos I'm trying to post and I can only pick 10, by the time I post again, which is potentially months later, I don't be posting that much. Some of those videos might have been like, that shit kind of old now.
Yeah.
But I try to throw it up at some point, story or post
type shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but generally, yeah, I have a few that don't make it. And I'm always sitting on shit. Like, I'm always like have 8 videos I haven't posted. They might have been done for a few months, but they haven't dropped or whatever. So I'm always like sitting on a lot of shit and being like, damn, I can't post it yet because the artist ain't released it, or like I can't post it yet because I'm not finished it or whatever, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. So who's your favorite artist to work with?
My favorite artist, I don't know. I don't know. That's a complicated question, I feel like. Like, I don't have an answer, but I'll tell you like what makes me want to work with the artist. For one thing, like, I like working for artists who I like their sounds, you know, like I like hot shit, like I like, you know, so that's one thing that definitely makes me like eager to work with artists. I also like artists that take themselves seriously, that are going to, you know, market the video, like just, you know, artists that are really trying to put their best foot forward with their craft. Professional for sure. Always like, obviously we gotta take care of business and shit. So that's another thing. And then artistically creative, like artistically gonna get outside the box. Think of some shit that may not have been done before. Some shit that may not be like the go-to thing when you hear the song. Like I want to work with artists. I want to expand creatively, and create crazy ass shit. So that's what makes me want to work with artists. It's also, like, if I'm being honest, it's always easier if they have, like, a good budget so we can go crazy with it. Like, I work with people a lot to, like, you know, try to do it on a budgeted scale. But my favorite videos I've done, which I have always had, like, a solid budget. It's never been no weird shit like, oh, let's not book the pier space. Oh, let's not get that prop. Like, it's always like, all right, bet that's, you know, that's what we need to make the vision happen. Let's go. Mm-hmm. And so I appreciate that, and I want to step more into that real production shit. But that's on the way, you know. It'll come in time.
For sure.
Yeah. So like that's like what makes you want to work with artists. So then like on the opposite side, like what makes you like not want to work with an artist? Like because like you were saying how like you want it to be creative. Yeah. And I feel like are you straying away from the artists that kind of want to do the same basic like right outside the crib type video, you know what I mean? Yeah. Or just like stuff like
Those
that.
fucking suck.
I mean, I'm trying to Yeah, I feel you.
It's just like stepping up on the professional side, because like you're saying, people that take it serious. Because I feel like there's definitely, I've talked to clients before, and they're not all professional. They don't all take themselves serious, and they're not all just trying to make a fire video. Sometimes they just want something kind of bare bones, and for your brand, like you're trying to like keep leveling up. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So you're turning down those like type things, or
yeah, I would say generally if it sort of depends, because I do like, if I like the music and I feel like I understand why they want to be outside their crib, like if that's the type vibe for the song, we could go a different type vibe with it for sure. But if they're like, this one I'm trying to do, but the song is hot, I feel like I can make it look cool, like make it a little bit different, even using whatever basic scenery. Like I would still do it, as long as the other things as well, like as long as business is handled and shit like that. But I do want to, if you are an artist I work with that is like really trying to expand creatively and like really go further with shit, like I'm more likely to work with you, like lock in more times. I really feel like it's kind of unfortunate. But like the music, like is that doing good? Like is it a solid song that I hear create?
Bro.
Yeah,
100%. Because
Like you ever? Yeah, go ahead.
So I feel like he's gonna say the same shit. They send you a song, you see 4 minutes right off the rip. You're like, okay, let's see. I'm gonna have to spend this much time editing, and then it's like 30 seconds in, you're like, what the fuck? Like, what is this whole song gonna be like? It's just like
real shit.
Has there ever been like a situation where the song you get is just absolute garbage, but the budget is there, everything is there,
and you
like
just gotta
what's
make
your
it work?
yeah?
Yeah, it made it work.
Shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's. I can also get excited. Like it's really bad when the song is not what I resonate with, and then also the footage is like not great. Like if it's pull up and shoot and the song's not good, like I'm like, damn. That's ass. But one thing I do, if people's, it's a little bit different. If people's budgets are, well, I'm trying to build out a team more. So sending stuff to like editors if I don't feel like I want to spend 25 hours doing all this, 50 hours doing all this. Like I can send it to it. I can work on it, like make sure the artist is like the cut and shit, make sure the color grade cool, like whatever, work on it some, send it to a VFX artist, send it to the artist, and then make any changes necessary. So I'm paying the editor and shit, so I'm making less money, but
Saving time at the same time.
Saving time. And that's not that I don't mean to say that's for songs I don't like. That's really just to streamline the process in general.
Absolutely.
If you got a lot of work, you need to put it to the side and focus on other things.
Exactly. Sure. So but on the plus side, if you don't like a song and you try and knock it out and like get a little money, pay the editor, and still like work with the artist, using an editor can be helpful as well.
Yeah, sure. I feel like if you don't really vibe with the song or the creative, like I guess the shoot in general, it's gonna be hard for the edits too, because if you're not like passionate about it and you don't feel like you really, like you said, resonate with it, it's gonna be a little hard. Yeah,
but also if I don't resonate with the shoot, like I feel like also just run through, get that joint done, like chop it up, like like if I don't.
You still get it done for sure.
Yeah, it's like if I either the videos going, the best videos are the most work, I feel like, for me personally, because if the pre-production is crazy and we really got a cool concept, then the shoot is going to have a fuck ton of footage and like really, I'm going to be like, whoa, there's all this great footage that I'm excited about. And then then the whole edit takes a long time, because if the footage is crazy, then that means I really want to like put it together well, add some like high quality effects. Also, it'll take a long time to just literally chop everything up, add in B-roll. If I have 25 minutes of B-roll that I'm like, this is fire.
Yeah,
like
facts.
the whole shit is going to take longer, you know?
No, 100%. You'll have way more options because, yeah, I definitely agree. Like, it's like having that, like you said, a plan beforehand is the way to go. Like,
Yeah.
if you have a solid plan, then the day of the shoot is just going to be like perfection. Like, you'll
Right.
get all the footage you need. And I feel like the more the better because, like, when you really, like, bare bones, you have 3-4 shots and, like, 5 shots of B-roll. Like, you can only really do so
Yeah,
much.
Right.
But, yeah,
Right.
speaking of, like, the video planning and, like, the editing process, like run us through, like, your process, like, how you start, like, when an artist gives you a phone call or hits you up
Yeah.
on Instagram.
Normally I have artists send me the song and whatever concepts they got off top. So some people have concepts, other people be like, whatever, you the
Yeah.
director, which is cool. Like that makes sense. Some people already have concepts where they're like, I want to do this. And then, so this how it goes. This isn't how it's always going. This is how it's going now, and like will continue to go. God willing. Like I have a little team now, and we have a group chat. We haven't really announced it. It's not formalized as it will be. Probably early 2022. We'll like roll it out more so. But I'll listen to the song. I'll send it to the team as well. My man Gary is an idea mastermind. He always has some crazy ass shit, and it's always like crazy. Like Gary needs like $100,000 budgets for his mind.
He's
like,
different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Gary.
Yeah.
for sure.
Shout out Gary, and shout out everyone in that chat. But I'll think of some ideas, and then with the team and shit, we'll throw some ideas around. I got to get better at getting a deposit because sometimes we'll put a couple hours into a treatment, then the artist will,
Ghost or
Bail.
something.
yeah,
yeah,
like they'll be like, all
unfortunate.
right, well, that's cool. Well, I'll let you know a date, and then they don't, whatever. But, yeah, so basically kick around ideas, listen to the song, put together a realistic treatment, run it by the artist. Maybe I'll run it by the ideas by the artist before I really finalize the treatment. Normally I do my treatments on paper, like just a Google Doc. But I'm trying to get more into like slideshows, like better presentations. Like I'm trying to up the whole everything.
100%.
But yeah, then at some point I'll talk to the artist. Hopefully, like I really like when the artist loops in management as well. I feel like that's someone I can count on. You know, artists be busy, artists are, you know.
Yeah, in their own
And
world, for sure.
yeah, I feel like I need a manager because I be drawing on people and they be like having to text me and call me. So like a manager is someone I like when their management team is in the loop, so I can like always rely on some, you know, clear communication and shit.
Absolutely, yeah.
But we'll run it by them. Okay, cool. Artists all cool with it. Management all cool with it. They know the budget. I'm trying to, again, like send loose budgets over every time. Spreadsheet. Okay, this locations. This the behind the scenes. If you want that, here's props. And send that over. Make sure that shit is cool. And then just execute. Like find the day. Book the location, book the rental, whatever it might be, book the, you know, equipment if we need anything. And yeah, that's what I try to do. And I'm trying to get like very good at it where like whole team, like we just shot some shit the other weekend, last weekend, last weekend, we shot some shit like whole team, a lot of moving parts, actress, makeup artist, old school rental car, 3 locations, like pier space, like big ass thing, and which I loved. I'm very excited about that production. I had a DP and all that. It was a good joint. Set build, all that. I can't wait till that joint drops. But I have to edit it. But I want to like. It's harder, but I want to do these bigger productions where we really have 5-6 core team members and whole shit extras, all that, you know, like really figure out.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah. So we just did that one. We're doing another one. I'm not directing it. Embrace the Strange Films. Brad, he's directing this one, and then the rest of the team will be like pitching in different capacities to help him. But that's what I'm trying to be on. 2022, we're really gonna be on that type time for the most part. Really get that shit going.
That's so fire, bro. But so Makeshift Philly, right?
Yeah.
What motivated you to open this space?
So Makeshift is ultimately is a hub for creatives. We wanted to create this space because I wanted to do. This was like about a year ago. We really started thinking about the idea in seriousness, like literally November last year. I wanted to do better videos. One of the things I needed was like sets, a place to do set design, props, a place to, manipulate lighting, like what comes with a production studio. Like off bat, like I would be out in LA and shit, or even New York. They would have these crazy ass production studios.
Yeah, LA spots are fucking crazy.
Insane. They're nuts. I'm trying to, I gotta learn some shit still. They're going crazy.
Yeah, out of like everyone's spots in Philly, I feel like yours is definitely like top 3.
I mean, we were trying to take that's what we were trying to do is like, okay, how they do this shit in LA, because a psych wall is needed, green screen, paper backdrops, like those things are needed for sure. And we have all those because I was like, we need this shit. But like what LA does is it'll have that, then it'll have 7, 8, fucking 15 other sets that just look crazy. So then any type of treatment, I can work with one of these sets, a couple of these sets, and mess around with that. So that was the idea. So we call it like a creative studio. It's not just a production studio because we have more than just like the professional production backdrops. We have like these creative sets.
Y'all just opened like a jail set too, right?
Yeah, we added that. That was a lot of people requested that, and I was like, all right, well, if that's what people fucking with. We gotta add some more. So that was the idea though. Like, all right, let's create this dope ass space where specifically people that do videography, photography can like create. And then we did it. Like no one else was going to do it, so we were like, all right, fuck it. Like we'll do it. It makes sense. We also do events there, which has been really cool. Again, the goal is video stuff, like most tangibly. Like that's what we try and do is like create this nice space for video productions, photography productions. But bigger than that, it's just a hub for creative. So having events where we have mad people come through from the city, from the art scene, like that shit is amazing to me. So it's just a little challenging because the lease and our neighbors and whatever, and events are a lot of work. But we want to actually expand into different areas and like do our own events and shit, and like really try to add some more services for like apart from just booking the space, like potentially down the road, like artist development, more like event curation stuff, more networking. Like we put out a list that's just like a resource list. We got to promote it. We didn't do that, but like a resource list. So if you're an artist, you don't know where to start. There's like 300 people that's filled out this resource list. So I need to cover I can go to the resource list. I know 5 people, some information about them, how to contact them. That's some shit like that. So we want to grow and expand, and we have time like to do that. So hopefully as soon as we stop drawing, we'll do that and like do events and shit, and it'll be fire.
For sure.
That's sick. That's really sick. Because I feel like we were saying, like LA is just the hub for it because they film a lot of movies over there. They have like every square mile you can find a set. Yeah. And same with New York. It's just like, but our area is still like we're so close to all those spots, and it's like it's really cool that you're doing it here. Yeah,
I mean we needed one. We just needed one in the city. It doesn't make like sense that we didn't have some shit like that. Like we're a massive city, like top 10 in the country. So we needed it, and me and the homies were able to like do that, and like now there's a few other ones that are fire. There's a few have opened after us that have like different backdrops and shit, and that's cool. To see a little bit of like that need, where we stepped in and like tried to provide some of that need being fulfilled on a greater capacity throughout the city.
You definitely inspired other people to open up their own spaces, and like
that's crazy.
I know you inspired us for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, bro. Like we want to do something like that too, because there isn't any around, bro. Because I feel like the people that like when films are made in our city, it's always with like a camera on a crane. I feel like nothing's done really inside, and if it is inside, it's in an LA studio. It's all just in the streets. So like, there's just nothing here. And
literally
lots of brick walls for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Lots
but
of
like,
brick walls.
There's potential inside the brick walls. You know what I mean? You can make
true.
some shit like
Real
exactly what you're doing, bro.
Yeah, and we're trying to also find the balance between being like, still accessible. So like, we charge 100 an hour, 130 on Peerspace because Peerspace be taxing. But like making it affordable to artists, to creators to like book it and feel like high quality, like they're able to up their creativity, like get some leverage, but still not have to really break the bank. Because you get 2 hours there, it's 200 or so, like that. You can get a fair amount of variety of looks and shit. So, and I feel like that's an affordable price for like what you get.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So we're trying to keep it like accessible, like for the community, like accessible to artists who own basically every scale, but still, make enough money to pay our rent, and it's a 5-year lease, keep us around for 5 years, and build new shit. Like a lot of our money goes into like new services and new props, equipment, all types of shit like that.
Yeah, from what I see, there's a lot of money in it. Like, I looked at a New York Peerspace spot, and they had like I think 20 different sets, but they set it up for you, so you pay an additional price, and like, they'll build that whole set. So like, that's like shit that you guys will probably wind up doing. Like, we keep building up. Like,
definitely. The thing is space. Like, our space is big, but like, yeah, like people have built their own set a little bit, and they booked it out for longer, and like been able to do that. We'd love to keep all those around, but we gotta like clear shit out. I wish we had more space. Like the LA ones, a lot of them are real small, which we might do. We might build a couple walls, but they'll be like a 4 foot.
Yeah, just
4 by 10.
Yeah, exactly. It's just real thin, and but
it looks good on video. Like it looks, I don't know, it looks good. So we might build a couple of those, but like if we have more space, man, that shit would be crazy.
Facts, yeah. I mean, y'all got a big space, so the fact that you're saying that is probably like a lot of shit y'all trying to do, yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to do all this shit for real. Like, and also another thing, it's a big space, but then for events we like clear it out more so then it gets like we can't have everything in there.
When you say events, are you like concert events or like just networking type shit?
Networking type shit. We've had album release parties. We've had like art shows. We've had fashion shows. Like a lot of events that are like sort of vendor heavy. Like have vendors from across the city and shit. A couple like more party things. We try not to do those. It makes the space a little bit like too hot, like with our neighbors and shit.
Shit, yeah.
Which is unfortunate. But yeah, we do a range of shit, and we charge a little differently because events are a lot more work.
Right. Yeah.
100%.
But yeah.
All right. So moving on. Who are your top 5 artists in the city right now?
I don't know.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Put it out there.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. That would really take. You
don't have to do all 5.
I feel like this joint gonna get me in trouble somehow.
Bro, it's not me. Come on.
Perfect clickbait title.
Uh-oh. That's gonna get me in trouble.
If you don't want to answer, you don't got to.
I just say some random names. These definitely aren't my top 5. I really fuck with Deform Sloan sound and his I got a chance to work with him a few times. I fuck with his whole like how he's carrying it, like his videos are always crazy, and when I work with him, like he always has an artistic lens, so I like how he's moving with it. I mean, I listen to a lot of core.
Yeah.
I also, my man NXG is going crazy. He's we've locked in more than like any artist ever for real that I've worked with. So that's definitely my man, and he's on some crazy ass shit. Dropped a project and about to perform in LA and shit. So he's going crazy and he's fire. I fuck with this guy 399 Racer. I worked with him once. I feel like his sound is really, I fuck with it personally a lot. Let's see. OT7 Kwani he going crazy. Like I've seen his sound grow a lot, and I fuck with him heavy. He a solid dude for real. Or overdue. We gotta get some videos in. Damn. No, I'm trying to think. I really fuck with G1. His sound is like. I also think I like his lyricism in his mix of like.
Yeah, he's hard.
Yeah, I listen to his shit a lot. That's like, I feel like G1 also, he be putting out albums, which I appreciate. Like, when he drops a project, like it's not just a project. Like that shit real cohesive. So I fuck with that. Damn. There's so many artists. I fuck with most of the Philly sound. Like a lot of artists in Philly. Trying to think if it's anyone else off top. I don't know, man. Those are just some random ones. I would really have to sit down and like think about that shit. But yeah, those some people.
Say that.
How you feel shooting in LA compared to shooting around here in Philly?
I fuck with LA. It's apart from like shooting. Well, for one thing, shooting out there, you have like a lot of resources. Like they have. Yeah, that's where film happens. Like, that's where Hollywood film happens. That's also a core of, like, the music industry. You know, the label. Fucking, label. All the labels out there have some, you know, their studios and shit, like, where everyone goes to record. Like, wherever you're from, like, if you're signed to a label, they probably got you set up in an LA studio and shit. Mad artists from all across the country are there. So it's just a great, like, it's a nice break from Philly where everyone's like trying to make it like very sort of there's not that much, there's points of collaboration in Philly, but like a lot of it is like doing your own thing. LA, I feel like you just walk around and people like
want to link and build.
Yeah, people want to link and build for real.
You know, yeah.
And people be on shit. Like it don't be bullshit. Like they be like, oh, who's this? And then they're, you know, an A&R at a label, or they make music and they manage like big ass artists. So it's like people not on bullshit. But yeah,
for sure.
How would you describe the Philly rap scene?
I mean, I love the Philly rap scene. I also love Philly, so I love LA, but I wouldn't move out there. Like I love.
Bro,
yeah, I feel
we
that,
just
bro.
went there. I went there for my first time ever. He's originally from there, so like. Yeah, I would not live there. Like, ever since I was a kid, bro, I was playing games with my friends, and I was like, bro, we got to go there. We got to game out there. Like, we got to make the gaming house, all this shit. Yeah. But, like, yeah, when I was there, it was cool. It's a beautiful place, a lot of mountains and a lot of opportunity, but then it's also, I feel like there's a lot of clout demons out there.
Expensive, too, bro.
Yeah. And the air quality kind of trash, too. Like, I'm not going to lie.
Tap
It's
water,
dusty.
trash.
Tap water.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a... Yeah, I feel like I be getting a little burnt out there when I'm out there because normally I slide for a couple weeks, which is great. Like, and I got homies out there, so it's like, it's refreshing, it's nice. But then I be toward the end, I be getting a little burnt out. Like, you know, I'm just not in my element. Same way am in Philly, and I'm trying to keep up with shit in Philly, and you know, you got the time difference and shit. It be kicking my ass. But the Philly rap scene, I mean, I would describe it as, for one thing, like a diversity of sounds. Like, there's, you know, we talk about, often people are talking about shit in a certain lane. People are talking about, okay, like hardcore hip hop, like, but like there's a lot of different type of rappers in Philly, a lot of different type of artists that are like hip hop adjacent. Like, there's a lot of sounds in Philly, and we're just not tapped in. A lot of the more alternative artists be like a little bit lower key, like maybe not have much buzz or clout. But so for one thing, just a lot of amazing sounds coming out of Philly. And it's always been like that. But then at the same time, I would say one thing about the Philly rap scene is, like, it's not, like, it don't put money in people's pockets. Like, you got to leave the city. It's unfortunate, but you got to leave there's no labels here. No label offices are here. And it's also, I mean, Philly is it's a very dangerous city at the end of the day, which is unfortunate. Like, you know, like, hopefully we can really change, but it's a dangerous city. So in a lot of ways, to really make it, you have to leave Philly. You have to move to LA or New York or Atlanta, where you can work with the label more directly. They can put you in studios and shit. They can sign you. And it's a safety thing. Like, you know, we've lost a lot of Philly rappers, Philly artists, to gun violence, to other situations, even like car accidents and shit. So, like, it's a dangerous place for real. So I would say I want to change that. Like, that's how it is. Like, unfortunately, you can be as the biggest deal in Philly and not really have no money in your pocket. Because also I feel like we just getting shows popping. That's why when you say, okay, y'all are trying to go in and do the show, like, put this shit together, that's a great idea. Because just this past year, I feel like COVID obviously was its own thing. But, like, even before that, I don't remember a lot. Like, we're just starting to see these underground shows popping up. And even there, it's like a certain sector of, like, alternative artists. Like, its own, there's different bubbles in the Philly rap scene and the Philly music scene for sure. And it's like this one bubble that's, like, going crazy. Right, of, like, this one bubble of artists.
Yeah, someone in my one of my classes actually said, like, there's like a whole metal scene that I didn't even know about that's really popular in Philly, and then just like alternative music. Like, I know my cousins used to play shows like a long time ago, but like that's another like little niche in the city that people fuck with. Definitely.
But I feel like even within the rap scene, there's different bubbles of like.
It's very versatile, for sure. There's definitely a lot of different, like, it's not just rap. It's like they all have their own styles to it.
But it's even, for sure. And I think it's partially that, but it's partially just like who people know, who people fuck with. And there's like certain groups that like really fuck with each other. There's also certain groups that really don't fuck with each other. But like I'm rarely seeing, like, who was it? I think it was Brock Greta who's on the Bazaar Fest, which was like in November, and I was like, that's crazy, because Bazaar Fest, like, there's a certain bubble of artists, underground artists, that like get this opportunity to do these type of shows, and it's not Brock Greta. He's like in a different bubble. So I'm like, it's cool to see this shit where we have worlds of hip hop like meshing basically. Mm-hmm. And I think we need more of that, 'cause if we really want to change the Philly scene, to make sure that you can make it here and be like cool and be paid and you know, take care of your business. I feel like we have to connect different worlds. We also have to like probably make some actual like changes just in terms of like right in the city, like economic opportunity in the city, like some real actual shit changes. But I think about this all the time. Like, how can we actually make Philly somewhere where artists don't have to leave and don't have to, you know, artists be feeling burnt out for real, you know?
It's like you said, it's very dangerous. It's like if someone sees someone else doing well, it's just they hate on them and then they make something happen. It's just like a lot of like we always say, just dick eating. It's always dick eating. It's like one artist doesn't want to fuck with another artist because then they're like, oh, he's more popping than me. Like, I don't want to work with him because this, that, and the fourth. It's just like,
yeah.
And it is very dangerous. And a change needs to happen for sure. It's a very important issue.
And not a lot of people be like coming to Philly like from out state, you know, like New York's right up the street. People would rather just go there.
It's always New York. Like,
Facts.
Yeah, because it's not, because we don't, like, at the end of the day, we don't really have we don't have the ecosystems of like like artistry that New York might have. Like we said, from the video, you fly to New York. I go to New York to shoot videos because it's more resources for me. You know, you go to New York to network because networking in Philly's harder. Like we don't have that same level of networking. Same thing with LA. Like they have ecosystems of like networking and like building up as an artist. You come to Philly, I mean, you can network, but like it's only going to take you so far before you have to really leave. So then why would you, if you're not from Philly, why would you ever come to Philly?
Absolutely.
We don't have studios, we don't have labels, we don't have, which is fine, like fuck labels to a degree, but like you know, how are we putting money in artists' pockets? And in Philly, we're not doing that. Like our shows are just getting started for real. Like we don't have a lot of strong local underground shows, and you could have everyone streaming your song. You only got 2 million people in Philly. That's not really going to put that much money in your pocket. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like we gotta create these things, create audience, create branding for artists where they don't have to leave the city to really make it. I'm trying to figure it out. Like I think about this shit all the time. I'm trying to figure out like what are we missing? What are steps we could take to like really improve our situation in Philadelphia, you know?
Right, yeah.
This shit is crazy.
All right, last question here. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I don't know. Well, I know a little bit. Well, so our Makeshift is on a 5-year lease, so in 5 years, we're almost done 1 year. In 5 years, hopefully, our plan, I'm just like, yeah, our big plan is to try to purchase a building. We lease it right now, so there's a lot of stuff we have to adhere to. That's not our decision. It's because of the lease, the regulation around the space. So hopefully purchase somewhere that's bigger, and then have some autonomy. To run it how we want to run it, you know, and hopefully bigger, more sets, hopefully we'll have more equipment and shit, make like a real hub. Like it's a small hub now, but like what it could be is crazy. We could have we want to get a warehouse, whole floor for event space, whole floor for production studio, whole floor for like storing all types of props, equipment, you know, maybe classrooms. Like I want to get into like teaching shit, especially to younger students. I feel like that's what was important in my life. Like I want to do shit like that. Host, like maybe have more meeting spaces people could book out, and like have a space to just do pre-production or shit like that. Like really create a more resource-filled hub, with more space and more autonomy, how we move, you know? Apart from that, so that's on like, yeah, that's one thing. I hope it all comes together.
Oh, it will.
Yeah.
For sure, bro. It's
We
just the
gotta
beginning.
it is, for real. We just gotta save our money crazy, because property is not cheap.
Facts,
Definitely.
And then apart from that, I want to be shooting crazy ass music videos. Like we just starting up this production company shit, and really solidifying like the team and vision, and like I want to just keep going with that. Like keep going with bigger budgets, like locking in with more labels, so that we can really. I don't know where I'll be in 5 years. I want to be doing some crazy ass videos though, like crazy ass videos. Travel more probably. I don't know.
Traveling's great.
Yeah, real shit. We'll see. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
all I could say.
Say that, bro.
Are there any wise words you want to give to the audience real
Final
fast?
closing statement.
I don't know if I got any wise words.
Or just shout out anything, bro.
Shout out anything.
Yeah.
Shout out
Shout out my
anything.
mom. That's what I'm
Yes, sir.
shout out. No, but yeah, pull up on me whenever at Makeshift for real. If anyone ever really want to, chop it up, pull up to the creative hub Makeshift, and yeah, that's all. I don't really
Sounds
got.
good.
I
That was
appreciate
good.
I appreciate y'all for having me for
Appreciate
real.
you
Sure,
for being
yeah.
here, bro.
This is a great podcast. Everyone continue to tap in. And yeah, appreciate everyone that probably watched this video. That's crazy. I be looking and people watch when I do like shit like this, and I'm like, yo, that's wild. That many
Facts.
people saw me fucking talk. That know my words.
Because
That shit
they're
crazy.
interested, bro. They fuck with you.
Yeah, that's
Genuinely,
wild.
bro.
So I appreciate everyone that fucks
Yeah.
with me. Everyone
Tap
that
in with
like
Luke.
supports with me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all.